Hi everyone, today's video is something that I'm really excited about, and it's something I used to do and then I stopped and I'm bringing it back, and it is my monthly makeup bag. I really enjoy these videos because it shows you everything I'm using for the month. Now I'm going to change it a little bit. Obviously I have a lot of project pans going on right now, and as I've shared many times, I plan on finishing those and not having in December, I had 5 pans going on, and in total, I was panning 74 items. Way too many. So, right now, I'm kind of cutting back. I'm finishing those pans. I mean, at the time they're supposed to be finished, not early or anything. But then I'm only going to be doing like 1 or 2, or like probably 2 pans at a time, which is going to allow me to really use my makeup collection and get through things still. But this monthly makeup bag is going to be like, hey, these are the items I'm using this month. So right now there's a bunch more than there usually will be because I'm panning so many things, and I'm going to show you everything I'm panning, so it'll kind of be like, here's a big compilation video including the items that are in my entire makeup collection rolling project pan, because I only update that when I finish something, and I haven't finished anything in a really long time. So there's that. I'm really excited about this. I think it'll be fun. Obviously, if I use something up, I will replace that item. It'll also allow, sorry, I feel like I'm a little scatterbrained. It is so cold, and I'm not used to that. But besides all of that, I forgot what I was saying. Totally forgot. Oh, this will be what I'm using during the week, so Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I'm using everything else. So I have a very large makeup collection, and I don't want to just be stuck on using only these items. It'll be a way to get through some items, make my 2018 makeup use up goals. I haven't posted that video. I posted the 2017 finale yesterday. I'll link it below in case you want to see that. My 2018 will probably be goals, probably be up Sunday. That's my plan. Tomorrow I don't think I'm posting because we're going to Jacksonville and we're going to go to the zoo if it's open. So, anyway, I'm really excited. I want to show you these things. It's going to be a long video, so. Alright, I'm going to start with my drawer. So, you may or may not know, I have an Alex 6 drawer. That's what I'm sitting at right now. I always film with my Alex 6 because then it's like, oh, you know that item? Let me just pull it out for you. It's a lot easier for me. My top drawer of my Alex 6 is all project panning items. And then I have this cute little thing. This is from TJ Maxx. I know people have these really expensive ones, and that's awesome. Good for you. That sounded really bitter and petty. Legit. That's awesome. This one my mom got me last year for Christmas, so it's over a year old, and it never sticks. It works really well. I'm enjoying it. So I have that, and that's what my monthly makeup bag is consisting of. First, I'm using my Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca palette. Another thing about doing this monthly makeup bag that I forgot to mention already. Previously, I was like, okay, I'm using this palette, and right now I'm trying to hit pan on this shade Synth for my 8 by Easter. However, what I've decided is I'm using this entire palette. If this palette is in my project pan, yeah, I'm focusing in on this Synth shade, but I can use anything in here. And that kind of allows me to really get even more use out of my collection. You can see I do have pan in one of these shades already, but I'm trying to hit pan and Synth. We'll see what happens. But that's my first palette. I got a lot of palettes right now. Makeup Forever 15 palette. This is in my 17 by St. Pat's. And I'm trying to hit pan on this blue shade. This is a very shimmery palette. Then we have one of my favorite palettes. One of, an unsung hero of the YouTube world. I might do a video about that. Products that don't get any hype, underhyped products, whatever. I think I might do one of those soon. But this is the Urban Decay Spectrum palette. I love this palette. I use it. I'm using it today. Today I have Protest on. I'm not going to be able to put down what I have on my face because there are so many items that I'm listing. I probably won't list everything. I'll probably just do, I've done product reviews of almost everything here. So I'll just do, my product review playlist. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I have this Protest shade on right now. This Voodoo shade is in my 14 by Valentine's Day. But that's a beautiful palette, y'all. Gorgeous. Then I have the Tarte Tarteist Pro. I have done a full face just using this palette. It was really fun. And I'm trying to use this shade Edgy Up completely for my entire makeup collection project tin pan. Then I have the Vice 4 palette. I have pan on one of these shades, which is super exciting. I'm trying to finish that up for my 17 by St. Pat's. As you can see, we've got a lot of cool purples and stuff. I'm not using this today. I thought about pulling in some of these greens, but I have some greens in that I'm panning. So, like, yes, I can use any shade in this palette, but if I'm like, ooh, I want a green, I'm going to try to use the green. I mean, I'm going to use the greens that I'm panning before just any green, if that makes sense. Then we have the Urban Decay Smoked palette. I really like this palette. It's definitely a good accompanying palette. I used to not like it at all. I think it was in my least favorite palettes. I'm panning this shade Freestyle from my entire makeup collection project pan. But like as an outer V palette, it's awesome. Which I know sounds really like excessive, but it's great. Galaxy Chic palette. I'm panning this for my 14 by Valentine's Day. I'm trying to hit pan on the shade Jupiter. I don't like this palette. A lot of people love it, but for me, it's just like watch. Great pigmentation. Like, I don't know. And they all look the same, so whatever. But I'm trying to hit pan on one of those shades. I love this palette. This is the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette by Urban Decay. I love my Disney makeup, y'all know. And I'm trying to hit pan on the shade Hatter for my 17 by St. Pat's. But that's just a really cool collection of shades, right? Like, it's got color, but it's got a lot of neutrals. It's a great palette. And last but not least in the drawer is my Chocolate Bonbons palette. I'm trying to hit pan on this in my 8 by Easter on the shade Totally Fetch. I used this Cafe au Lait shade yesterday. Really great. This is a brand new palette to me, so I haven't really gotten to play with it. But so far, I'm enjoying it. Top thing, drawer done. So now we're going to go into the actual like little makeup thing. In the bottom drawer, I just have one thing. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Maya Mia palette. I am going to do a pan that palette. And I'll be updating you that. The plan is to post that video on the 15th. It's not going to be this palette, but this would be one that I've considered. I've really like looked through and thought about a lot of things, but I think I know what I'm doing. But this deep brown shade is one I'm trying to pan for my entire makeup collection project pan, and that's what's in my brows today, and I think it looks pretty good. So that's kind of how I'm thinking I'm going to finish that up, is by using it in my brows. Next, second drawer. We have a Bare Minerals foundation. This is in my 14 by Valentine's Day. I popped off the bottom. In case you didn't know you could do that, you could pop off the bottom because I wasn't able to get anything out. So I can't really show you. There's probably like a week left of product in here, but it's upside down. That's what I have on my face today. I also have on this Balm Springs blush today. This is in my 17 by St. Pat's. It's a cute little blush sample. This project, or doing this, will also show you why I need to do less projects. I am currently planning 4 blushes. 3 blushes, excuse me. Nope, 4. This is the Sleek Rose Gold blush. I have this in my 14 by Valentine's Day as well. So there's 2 blushes right there. Oops. Everything like is kind of just so to fit in this, but it does fit. This is my Lorac California Dreamin' palette. I didn't like this palette. I still don't know how I feel about it. I didn't use this shade Seaside today. I totally could have, but I didn't. But that's what I'm panning for my 8 by Easter. And then for my entire makeup collection, I'm using this one, this shade Rose Gold. This is the Paula's Choice Blush It On Contour. I've done a full review of this. Here's the fun thing that I'm liking, that I feel like is going to be kind of a trend once I start using up products and ending pans. Currently, I'm not panning a highlighter, just how it ends up. Then this highlighter, even though I'm panning this shade in this palette, right? But this palette's already in my makeup bag. So instead of pulling in another highlighter, I'm working on just this highlighter. And I'll keep doing that until I either bring in another highlighter to pan, or I use this up. So it's kind of like, yes, this is what I'm panning, this is my focus, but I'm really getting a lot of use out of this entire palette, which is good. I like that. And again, this is just for the weekdays. On the weekends, I have a free-for-all in my collection, which means that my panning might be slightly slower because I'm not doing it every single day, but it means that I'm really enjoying everything I have. In the last drawer, I have the NYX Radiant Finishing Powder. I use this for 17 by St. Pat's. Whoa, There we go. That's weird because of the reflection, but I'm trying to hit pan on that. I don't know. And then I've got 2 eyeshadow palettes, both in my entire makeup collection project pan. And both are going to be super hard to use up. But this is the Kat Von D Esperanza palette. I have an empty shadow in all of my palettes. And this is one. I have, you know, if this is an empty pan. I only have that in one other palette. And the other one, it's because it broke. That's okay. But I'm trying to use up Dog Roses for that project pan. So there's that. And then for the Stila Eyes Are the Window to the Body palette, y'all, it looks like I've never used this palette. And I use this shade Emerald, which is what I'm panning, so much. But super, super hardly, like, shoved in there. Tightly packed. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, and now we're going to get on to the top items. Oh, I got these 2 because that's what I have on my nails right now. This is in my 17 by St. Pat's. I don't like this color. It's like too dark for me. I don't know, not a fan. But it's the Revlon Color Stay in Rainforest. And then I'm not panning a glitter topper or like a glitter nail polish, and I want it to be. So I pulled in this guy. So that's what I'll be doing. Like this guy, I'm not panning, but I'll pull it in. At the end of the month, I'll trade it out if I'm not panning another glitter. Does that make sense? And obviously, if I decide I'm going to start panning a glitter for, I don't know, for whatever reason, then I'll take this out and just focus on that. So it's definitely like a more fluid monthly makeup bag, but it works for me. And I want to do it monthly because I know a lot of people do weekly. That's cool, like no judgment, but I really want to be able to get a lot of use out of these items. And using them, let's say there's 4 weeks in a month, 4 times 5 is 20. Obviously that's not exactly right, but let's, round numbers here. Using them 20 to 25 days a month, I'm going to get a lot of use out of them. So there's that. Now we're going to go, I am panning this nail polish. You can see I've got some use out of it. I don't really love this one either. So I'm ready to get both of these out and be able to either pan something else or be able to switch this out. And obviously, as I said, once I'm panning less, I'll be able to have a lot more variety, which I like, but that's okay. Then I have this Model Co. lip liner. I have it on today. This is in my 17 by St. Pat's. And this Emerald Stila Smudge Stick, which is on my waterline. Reviewed this. And it's in my 17 by St. Pat's as well. Another thing, I know that I feel like I'm just like screaming at y'all and like giving you 1,000 rules. I know that that seems probably really ridiculous to some people, but the way my brain works, it's like, this is how it's going to work. These are the rules. You have these rules. You have to stick to them. Some people don't like that. That's just how I am. I can only use things that I'm panning. Let me try to say this. If I'm panning a blush, that's going to be the blush in my makeup bag. Right now I've got multiple, but still, that's what's going to be my makeup bag. And I can't pull in other blushes to my monthly makeup bag. I can use them on the weekends, but I can't pull them into my monthly makeup bag. Which means that when I have, these are the only eyeshadow palettes I'm using. Right now I have like 15, not a big deal. But if I'm doing less and less makeup, or project pans, then it's going to get to where it's like, oh, I only have 4 eyeshadow palettes that I can use, which is still a lot. But I think it's going to make me really get use out of the entire palette before finishing up whatever shadow I'm focusing on. Lorac Pro palette, I'm trying to hit pan on, or no, use up the shade White for my 14 by Valentine's Day. I'm trying to love those. I know everyone does, but I just don't. People like, I did a makeup tutorial using products I hate. I'll link that below as well. And a lot of people are like, oh, you blend it too much. Don't blend it. Well, that's how I like my eyeshadow look to look. So if I can't blend it, then I'm not going to like it anyway. And I don't know. I know that people are like, oh, you just have to use it differently. And that was like the big argument for the subculture when all of that came out. I don't have that palette. But when all of that came out, it was like, just use it differently. And it's like, if I can use my like 90% of my palettes one way, I don't want to have to like baby it. And that's how I feel about the Lorac Pro palettes. This is my Clover palette. I'm trying to hit pan on Lucky Clover. I use these shades a bunch though. I've been using a lot of this palette, which I like. And I have this little liquid eyeliner for my 14 by Valentine's Day. I have it on today. I'm much better doing this eye than this eye, and I don't really know why, because this is the only, I can close this eye. I can't like, close this eye. Does that make sense? I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. Okay. This liquid, or cream highlighter, it's by Clinique. It's huge. I don't know why I decided to put in such a giant highlighter. This is in my 8 by Easter. And I'm painting another cream highlighter as well. I don't have this guy on today, but, you know, that's cool. Then I have this Borghese Splendor Brightening Makeup on as my, like, primer. It's really, really shiny, so I'm almost, it looks brand new still, but I'm almost at the bottom. So I'm hoping I can get that finished really soon. This is the lipstick I have on. It's by Lorac. It's in the Beauty and the Beast collection. It's the shade True Beauty. I've still got a lot of that. I'm panning that one by Valentine's Day. So we'll see if I can finish that up. It doesn't look like I will be able to. Then we have this Kaylin Art Touch Tinted Lip Gloss in Love Affair. It's a really pretty red, but it's kind of a pain to put on. This Rimmel Stay Matte is in my 17 by St. Pat's. I don't like this at all, but I'm trying to get through it. Today I'm going somewhere, so I'm not using this, but especially days that I'm using the Bare Minerals, and I'm going to keep doing that until the Bare Minerals is gone, and then I'm just going to kind of suffer through this. Unless I have like a real thing I'm doing, like if I have like, I don't know, like a meeting or something where I really want to look good, I'm not going to use this, but I want this out. And I'm not a declutterer. I know that people are like, just declutter stuff. That's not what I do. I love watching them. I'm not going to do that. Not now. Maybe, you know, 6 months from now, I'm going to be like, I love to declutter, but right now I'm not there and I don't want to be there. This is the Lacquer & Co. Cheeky Lip. It's my cream blush and I've got so little left. Then I have, this is the other entire makeup collection project pan. It's this little, like, CoverGirl Smoky Shadow Blast, and they don't have the names of them on there, but those are the two shades I'm using. This is the shade I'm panning, but I use this too sometimes if, you know, if the need calls. So like I said, it's kind of nice because it's like, oh, I'm not panning this, but I'm still getting use out of it. And I do have this on today. You can't really tell. It does stay really nicely. And the NARS lip gloss, it's getting, I think I'm going to have to pop the stopper off of this. This is in my St. Pat's. It's a nice lip gloss. Then we have this guy. I don't remember what this is in. This is either in St. Pat's or Valentine's Day. It's St. Pat's. It's this Pixie Tinted Brilliance Balm in pretty pink. It is a pretty pink. It smells minty. I'm working on it. And then these last few items for the moment are not things I'm panning. They're just things I have in here because I don't have anything that I'm panning. Chapstick, American Fidelity. I don't know where I got it. And it's just what I use this. I put this on, like, throughout the day. I have one in my purse. So if I'm gone, I use that. Throughout the day, I put on this. And then I put it on before I start my makeup. I've got a ton of it. So I'm not going to use it up before the end of this, like, in this month. But, you know, I'm still playing with it and using it. Come on. Then I have the Benefit They're Real Mascara. I'm not panning a mascara right now, so this is what I have on. And then the Ulta Clear Brow Gel. Like I said, I'm using that powder from the Maya Mia palette, but this is the brow gel I'm using to set it. And this little Prada Sport Luna Rosa is my perfume. I really like this. And I'm probably going to, you know, as you can tell, be through with it. And then once I finish this, I'll just roll in another one. This rolling pan, or this monthly makeup basket, I'm also thinking is really going to help me meet my 2018 makeup use up goals. This is in my entire makeup collection project pan. It's the Ofra Banana Highlighting Powder. I've got, less than a month left of this, but I haven't been using it because I'm panning 3 other powders. Again, just too much. I'm not being hateful. I love doing a lot of pans, and that's why I did it. It wasn't like anybody forced me to. I was like, I can do a lot. I can do a lot. And then you hit a wall, and you're like, never mind, I'm done. Not done. I still want to pan, but just like on a small, like not quite as many. This is the Revlon Age Defying Powder. Got a lot of pan. This is in my 8 by Easter. I'm trying to use that entire thing up. Oh, I didn't put this on today. This is my like setting spray. It's just a spring water. Doesn't really do that much, but I like to put it on. And it does kind of make it look less powdery. So there's that. It's in my 17 by St. Pat's. Then I have this Sourmet bronzer. It's the only bronzer I'm panning right now, which is exciting because that means I'm using it pretty much every day. And then I got this blush too. But you might have noticed the blush, the Balm Springs blush plus the blush in my entire makeup collection and that like palette and this blush, all pretty much the same color. So I'm focusing on the Balm Springs blush right now because that one's the first one. And I'm not actually panning this blush. But if it was a blush that was really different, I would use it occasionally. But I'm not going to because I've got so many other things that are the same. MAC Strobe Cream for when I use up that Borghese thing. I'm going to start using this one up. Oh gosh, what are you doing? See, it's just too many of the same, or not the same product, but products that I use in the same way. Which means I'm not getting as much use. This one I'm not panning, but this is the Physicians Formula Concealer Duo, and this green is the only green concealer I have. So I don't wear it every day, but like I have this little spot, which you may not have noticed. If not, I just showed it to you. And it was really red, so I put this on before I put on anything else. So I like having this in. I haven't really been using this because I'm panning a different concealer. I have this Sephora Nude Gloss in my 8 by Easter. I don't have that on today. I just have on the lipstick. This is the Benefit Boing Concealer. I am finishing this for Valentine's Day. I have a ton of pan. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it, but I've got a ton of pan. Then my cream bronzer is in this Model Co. highlighting trio, and it's this bronze shade, which is super shimmery in the pan, but I think it works because I put a powder over it. I mean, I'm saying it works. I'm trying to use that entire thing up, and it seems really small, and there's only 1.2 grams, but apparently you don't use very much of that. Finding these things out. The No Problem primer. You can see I've got a lot of use out of it. But primers take a long time sometimes. Like, I feel like some primers, I'm like, oh, I finished that in half a second. And the other ones, it's like, okay, I've been working on this for 45 years. Are we ever going to be done? So, you know, just how it works. And this is the last product in my monthly makeup bag. I guess this is in my 17 by St. Pants. I don't even know. See, I have so many pans going. I don't even know what's in what. It's this, like, Pixie Fairy Dust. It's kind of annoying. And, like, it's weird. I know I haven't swatched anything, but I just have to talk about this. It's in the shade Brightening Bare. So you're like, oh, inner corner highlight. Maybe even a face highlight. Like, it's too dark for that, and it's kind of weird as a lid shade, but it's too light for anything else. It's a weird shade. I also didn't mention this, but real quick, I've kind of decided for my pans, as a general rule, you can multitask products. That's obviously a thing. A lot of people are like, and like I said, I did a full face one palette with this Tarte Pro palette, where it was like, this was my eyeshadow, my contour, my blush, my highlight, my face powder. It was everything. So I get that you can multitask products, and I'm for that, except for I have a lot of every product. I have probably 50 or more blushes. So I don't need to be using an eyeshadow as a blush just to use it up. So I don't want to multitask any of my items, even if that means I'm going to have slower use, especially I know on my pan, that palette, it's going to be like, oh, you could use that as a highlighter, you could use that as this. I just want to use it on my eyes. The only exception to that, hold on, my advisor just texted me, is my eyebrows. I can use an eyeshadow for that because, you know, why not? But I hope that all made sense. That was a lot of information. It was a long video. These videos will, you know, get shorter and shorter as I end pans and use things up. But I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please leave me any questions, requests, suggestions, comments down below. This was a lot of information, so you might have things to say or suggestions about it, by all means. Like I said, I know that people do, like, weekly makeup bags, and they'll be like, oh, I just want to, like, pull things out that they're panning. I like to work on all of it at once. It's just how my brain works. But yeah, I'll see you all real soon. Bye.